Hello classmates, welcome to our class. In this lesson, we will learn about the working principle of reducers. The reducer of new energy vehicles is an important component of the power transmission system of electric vehicles. Its main function is to reduce the speed of the driving motor and increase the torque to meet the specific requirements of the vehicle for torque and speed. During this process, the reducer transmits and converts power through its internal gear mechanism. Our learning objectives for this course are three, namely 1. To understand the power transmission of reducers. To master the speed reduction and torque increase of the reducer. 3. And master the power output of the reducer. We will learn today's content through the following three parts. Part 1. Power transmission of reducer. The power transmission route of pure electric vehicle reducers mainly includes the following parts. 1. Electric motor output power. The electric motor of a pure electric vehicle generates rotational torque through internal electromagnetic action, converting electrical energy into mechanical energy. The output shaft of the electric motor is connected to the input end of the reducer, providing a power source for the reducer. To the internal gear transmission of reducer. The interior of the reducer is composed of multiple sets of gears, which transmit power and reduce speed through meshing between teeth. Usually, the high-speed and low-torque power of the electric motor is transmitted to the high-speed gear through the input shaft of the reducer, and then through the transmission of multi-stage gears. The speed is reduced and the torque is increased, and finally output to the output shaft of the reducer. 3. Connection between the output shaft of the reducer and the wheels. The output shaft of the reducer is connected to the wheels through a transmission shaft, transmitting the low speed and high torque power output by the reducer to the wheels. During the rotation of the wheels, the vehicle obtains forward power and achieves driving. 4. Control system regulates power transmission. The control system of pure electric vehicles monitors and adjusts the operating status of the electric motor and reducer in real time based on the driver's operating instructions and vehicle status information. The control system can achieve power transmission and performance optimization of the vehicle under different operating conditions by adjusting the output power of the electric motor and the gear ratio of the reducer. Part 2. Speed reduction and torque enhancement of reducer. 1. Gear meshing. The reducer contains multiple sets of gears inside, such as planetary gears, sprockets, etc. These gears achieve power transmission and conversion through precise meshing relationships. 2. Deceleration principle. According to the principle of gear transmission, when the number of teeth on the driving gear usually connected to the motor is less than the number of teeth on the driven gear, the speed of the driven gear will decrease, and the torque obtained will increase. The reducer utilizes this principle to convert the high-speed, low-torque power of the motor into low-speed, high-torque power through the transmission of multi-stage gear pairs. 3. Specific processes. 1. The high-speed, low-torque power output by the motor is first transmitted to the input shaft of the reducer. 2. The gears on the input shaft mesh with the gears on the intermediate shaft, transmitting power to the intermediate shaft. 3. The gears on the intermediate shaft mesh with the gears on the output shaft or through other transmission methods to transmit power to the output shaft. 4. During this process, due to the different gear ratios of each level, a gradual decrease in speed and an increase in torque were achieved. For torque enhancement, in addition to reducing the speed, the reducer also improves the output torque by optimizing gear design and transmission ratio. This enables electric vehicles to obtain sufficient power during starting, acceleration, and climbing conditions. Part 3. Power output of reducer. 1. Transmission to driving wheels. The low-speed, high-torque power processed by the reducer is transmitted to the driving half shaft of the vehicle through the output shaft, thereby driving the wheels to rotate. To start vehicle driving, after obtaining sufficient power, the wheels begin to rotate, pushing the vehicle forward. In this course, we learned that the drive system of new energy vehicles, such as pure electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles, typically includes components such as motors, reducers, and drive wheels. as a key component connecting the motor and driving wheels. The performance of the reducer directly affects the driving performance and driving experience of the vehicle. By designing and selecting reducers reasonably, the climbing ability, acceleration performance, and driving stability of new energy vehicles can be improved. By using its internal gear mechanism, the high-speed low-torque power of the electric motor is converted into low-speed high-torque power to meet the driving needs of the vehicle. During this process, the reducer not only reduces the speed, but also significantly increases the output torque, providing strong support for the excellent performance of new energy vehicles. That's all for our lesson. Goodbye, classmates.